Ladies and gentlemen, could you please stand? Their Excellencies, the Right Honourable Dame Patsy Reddy, Governor-General of New Zealand, and Sir David Gascoigne.
Te tapuere o Ngāti, wai whitu mai rā koutou e, piki mai rā, kake mai rā, pai arahingia mai rā, te motu e, kia tau ki runga i tō papai te rānei e, nau mai rā, haere mai rā. Karanga mai rā e te reo te whare, karanga mai rā ki ngā wae tapu ko tatu mai unga i te reo pōhiri o te rānei e. Karanga mai rā, karanga mai rā, mua mai rā, ngā pare kawa kawa kai runga i a tātou i te rānei e. Rātou ko ngaru ki te poe, haere mai rā.
Ko tātou karakia, tai ea, tai ea tēnei momo, tai ea tēnā momo. Whakamānawatia te toki atu, whakamānawatia te rau ōrongo. Oi whiwhia te tohu, oi rawe a te tohu, oi tamau a te tohu, tohu a taumata rautia, tūturu o whiti whakamaua kia tīna.
Tīna.
Hui e, tai ki e.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. I ngā mana, i ngā reo, i ngā iwi o ngā hoe whā, tēnei aku mihi mahana ki a koutou. Kia ora tātou katoa. Nau mai, haere mai, ki te wharekawana. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I extend a warm greeting to you all, and I'm delighted to welcome you here to Government House. I specifically acknowledge our kuia Te Ripawai Higgins, our kaumātua Professor Piri Shasha, tēnā kōrua. It's a great pleasure to host this investiture ceremony today and bring together 10 honour recipients along with their family and friends to recognise the contributions they've made to our country. As Governor-General, I have the authority and privilege on behalf of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth, the Queen of New Zealand, to hold an investiture for her and to confer the honours to which each recipient is entitled. Ladies and gentlemen, as each one is honoured, I invite you to join me in thanking and congratulating them for the service they've given to our country. Catriona McLeod will now summon the recipients and read a citation for each one.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Dame Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dame Rangimarie Glavish of Auckland for services to Māori and the community. Dame Naida Glavish is currently employed as the Chief Advisor Tikanga Māori with the He Kamaka Waiora Māori Health for the Waitemata and Auckland District Health Boards. In this role, Dame Naida was the catalyst behind the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between these two DHBs and Te Runanga o Ngāti Whātua, and has championed appropriate cultural support for Māori patients, leading the writing, development and implementation of bicultural policies and tikanga recommended best practice guidelines. As chair of Te Runanga o Ngāti Whātua, she worked with Auckland Police and iwi leaders in 2014 on solutions for Māori homeless in the city, and as Māori advisor to the New Zealand Police Commissioner. She's involved with a range of other iwi, government and community organisations as an active member or advisor. She currently represents the Auckland and Waitemata District Health Boards on the Tamaki Makaurau Regional Leadership for Whānau Ora. Dame Naida was president of the Māori Party from 2013 until 2016. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dr. Bess Ip of Auckland for services to the Chinese community and education. Dr. Manying Ip is Emeritus Professor of the University of Auckland's School of Asian Studies. She was formerly Associate Dean, Postgraduate Studies, and Associate Dean, International. She's researched a range of issues relating to Chinese New Zealanders. Most recently, she wrote Aliens at My Table, Asians as New Zealanders See Them, and the landmark study Being Māori Chinese, Mixed Identities. She's a trustee of the Asia New Zealand Foundation Board and was part of the Human Rights Commission Race Relations Advisory Committee. She was an advisor to the Chinese Conservation Education Trust and a founding member and Australasian regional representative of the International Society for the Study of Chinese Overseas, and co-directed the documentary New Faces, Old Fears. She is a Fellow of the Royal Society of New Zealand. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Companion to the Queen's Service Order, Ms. Evelyn Weir of Hamilton for services to seniors and the community. Evelyn Weir was a member of the Christchurch branch of the National Council of Women and served as Vice President. She was elected to the Fendalton Community Board of the Christchurch City Council and helped establish the Children's Television Foundation in Christchurch. She was instrumental in establishing the Celebrating Age Centre for the Hamilton City Council and served as manager. She is a council member of Age Concern Hamilton and has been the organisation's vice president and president, as well as sitting on the national board of Age Concern New Zealand. Mrs. Weir was chair of the Community Health Forum of the Waikato District Health Board, a member of the advisory group for Age-Wise with Waikato DHB, and a volunteer community coordinator with the Office of Senior Citizens. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mrs. Sonia Chambers of Auckland for services to people with disabilities. Sonia Chambers is Chief Executive of Yes Disability Resource Centre, which encompasses 16 organisations working for disabled people across the North Shore. Under her leadership, Yes developed the CUBE model to support young people and their families to participate in education, health, recreation, and employment activities. She has headed multiple campaigns, including the anti-bullying campaign Icebreaker and mentoring program Carabiner. She is currently heading the development of a new youth innovation centre on the North Shore of Auckland for youth of all abilities. Previously, she helped establish 5 clubs for disabled young people in Auckland. She is Honorary Advisor Disabilities to the Spirit of Adventure Trust. Mr. Vernon Dark of Kaiwaka for services to business and education. Vern Dark was the Managing Director of Fletcher Challenge Petrochemicals, Chief Executive of the Northland Dairy Cooperative, and Chief Executive of the Northland Port Corporation. He is currently a board member of several commercial enterprises, including Counties Power and In Vivo Wines. As chair of North Tech Council, he maintained the institution's profitability through a period of funding cuts. Under his guidance, courses are now delivered at 58 sites, and he is overseeing the start of a Raumanga campus rebuilding project. Mr. Dark has ensured that North Tech supports the local community and reaches out to those who most need assistance, while maintaining a sustainable business model. Mr. John Gow of Auckland for services to art. John Gow co-founded Gow Langsford Gallery with Mr. Gary Langsford. For the past 30 years, Gow Langsford has mounted more than 500 exhibitions. The gallery has presented exhibitions for significant international artists and mounted historical exhibitions of artists such as Charles Goldie, Colin McCann, and Gordon Walters. Mr. Gow has promoted New Zealand art at international art fairs and global exhibits, helping to secure opportunities for New Zealand artists such as Max Gimblett and John Poulet. He's also director of John Leach Gallery and has sat on several advisory boards, including the Spark Art Trust, the McKelvey Trust Board, the Northern Club Art Committee, and the Britomart Arts Trust. Associate Professor Michael Hilton of Dunedin for services to conservation. Associate Professor Michael Hilton has researched, visited, and categorised most sand dunes left in New Zealand and developed a classification list of dunes of national significance. His work on Stewart Island has done much to preserve the last remaining West Coast transgressive dune system in New Zealand. He has more than 50 publications, has shared his knowledge in public meetings and talks, and has involved students and volunteers in his fieldwork. Associate Professor Hilton is a member of the New Zealand Marine Sciences Society, New Zealand Coast Society, International Geosphere-Biosphere Committee of the Royal Society of New Zealand, and Asia Pacific Network for Global Change Research. Mr. Gary Langsford of Auckland for services to art. Gary Langsford co-founded Gow Langsford Gallery with Mr. John Gow. For the past 30 years, Gow Langsford has mounted more than 500 exhibitions. The gallery has presented exhibitions for significant international artists and mounted historical exhibitions of artists such as Charles Goldie, Colin McCann, and Gordon Walters. Mr. Langsford has promoted New Zealand art at international art fairs and global exhibits, helping to secure opportunities for New Zealand artists such as Max Gimblett and John Poulet. He's also sat on several advisory boards, including Heart of the City, the New Zealand Contemporary Arts Trust, and the Uptown Business Association. Your Excellency, to receive the Queen's Service Medal, Mrs. Margaret Miles of Auckland for services to local government and the community. Margaret Miles has been Albany Ward Councillor with the North Shore City Council and Chair and Deputy Chair of the Auckland Council's Upper Harbour Local Board. She serves on the committee of the Auckland Miniature Horse Club, is part of the New Zealand Miniature Horse Association, and judges pony club competitions. She was a foundation member of Massey University's E-Centre. She was a trustee of the Project K Trust and chaired the Albany Community Coordinator Trust. She's been patron of North Harbour softball and East Coast Bays football, a Plunket supporter, and a committee member of several residents' associations. Mr. Ross Thorby of Auckland for services to the community. Roscoe Thorby is the founder and head organiser of the annual Franklin Road Lights in Ponsonby, Auckland. The Christmas light display attracts tens of thousands to the street every year as a free, family-friendly activity. Mr. Thorby personally decorates his home with more than 60,000 lights and acts as unofficial warden of the street for the 3 weeks of the event. For many years, he met the opening night costs himself, which involved inviting a local celebrity to switch on the lights and organising gifts for the children in attendance. The Waitemata board now helps fund the opening night. Your Excellency, the investiture is concluded.
Ladies and gentlemen, an investiture ceremony is the most important event I hold on behalf of Her Majesty, the Queen of New Zealand. It allows me, as Governor-General, to recognise and thank an extraordinary group of people on behalf of all New Zealanders. By using their talents to make ours a better society, whether by service to their communities or by their leadership in diverse fields of endeavour or their commitment to excellence in their fields of expertise, our recipients have set a fine example for others. To the recipients, it's been a privilege to hear your stories today. You have demonstrated determination, commitment, perseverance and compassion. In your own way, each of you has helped to make New Zealand a better place to live. In some cases, your influence and the positive impact of your work has extended beyond our shores. Your actions and the stories we've heard remind me of the words of Sir Edmund Hillary when he said, "People do not decide to become extraordinary, they decide to accomplish extraordinary things." Your extraordinary contributions have enriched the cultural, social and economic fabric of Aotearoa New Zealand. Please wear your insignia with pride, knowing that your communities appreciate and value the impact of your work and are inspired by your examples. On behalf of the Queen of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements and I thank you for your service to our country. Kia ora hui tātou katoa. Ladies and gentlemen, that's almost the end of the formal part of the ceremony today, but before we go through for refreshments, can I ask you to stand and we'll sing the national anthem in Māori and in English.
Amen.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this morning's ceremony. Could all recipients please follow a Government House staff member through to the drawing room to have your insignia pinned. Once they have all departed, all guests are welcome to proceed through the foyer and